I wouldn't do a Netflix documentary for $50 million while I'm still actively fighting. No chance. You couldn't pay me enough money to do it. 100% committed to my craft, 100%. He's good, and I think he brings a whole new challenge that I've not really had before. The same that I have with him. He's just like, his style is different to a lot of heavyweights. Moves really well.
Yeah.
He's nimble, super fit, super athletic. We're both going to be in a stage where I think to get to him, we both need to be pretty exhausted.
Yeah.
UFC 321 is fast approaching as Ciryl Gane and Tom Aspinall get ready to clash for the undisputed heavyweight title. It's a high-stakes showdown, with both men determined to prove who truly rules the division. Tom Aspinall says he's confident knowing there's limited footage of his fights. He believes keeping opponents guessing works to his advantage, since longer bouts reveal more of his game. Even after 10 UFC appearances, Aspinall insists fans have only seen a fraction of his true skill set, something he plans to use to his benefit.
To be honest, if I can go through my career and nobody seeing anything, that's ideal for me, because each long fight, the opponents get to see more and more. And right now I've got a lot of UFC fights. I think this is my 10th or 11th UFC fight. But the percentage that people have seen is like this much, like it's 10-20% of what I can actually do. And that is just a massive advantage. That's one, to be honest, that's one of the biggest advantages that I've got, is that nobody knows what I can do.
Tom Aspinall's father says he only supported his son's MMA career because he knew Tom had real talent. He explains that the sport is too dangerous to take lightly. If Tom couldn't defend himself or avoid big shots, he would have never let him fight. But confident in his son's awareness and skill, he chose to back him fully and guide him every step of the way. UFC legend Michael Bisping also called Tom Aspinall a once-in-a-generation talent, predicting he'll go down as the greatest mixed martial artist the UK has ever produced. Bisping praised his rare mix of speed, technique, and fight IQ, qualities that set him apart from every British heavyweight before him, and could define a new era of UK champions.
It's not surprising that the fans have all jumped on the Tom Aspinall bandwagon, because how can you not? You know, he's a good, genuine human being.
I thought someone was going to tell me when to scream. No, just go straight away.
That just happens to be absolutely gigantic, and the last man you want to bump into down a dark alley. I think he's a once-in-a-generation type of talent, and I think he'll go down as the greatest mixed martial artist that this country's ever going to produce, and no one else will even come close.
Watch me defend my title for the first time at UFC 321.
Meanwhile, Ciryl Gane is fully locked in on his training camp, cutting out all distractions as he prepares for the title fight. Confident in his precise distance control and elite striking, Gane says his focus remains on his family, close circle, and goals, not on social media or outside noise.
I'm confident for this fight. I don't want to talk of the after the fight. I'm confident for this fight. I want this belt, and I do my best during the camp for that. But everybody knows my strength already. I can move very well. I can manage the distance very well. My striking is a high-level striking, and so I'm gonna manage this. I do this for me. Like the target is the belt, and I'm not focused on the social media, the people outside. I'm really focused on my family, my friend, my team, my goal, my target, and training. This is a different mindset.
Tom Aspinall admits that Ciryl Gane presents a unique challenge. He respects Gane's fluid movement and elite athleticism, noting that his style is unlike any other heavyweight. Aspinall expects a fight to push both men to their limits, believing stamina and composure will ultimately decide who leaves with the title.
No, I think this is just another fight for me.
Sick. Okay.
I don't like to put that kind of pressure on myself. It's just like, I got to fight, I got an opponent, we got to work towards that. Cyryl's like really good as well, so
He's fucking sick.
He's good. He's good, and I think he brings a whole new challenge that I've not really had before. The same that I have with him. He's just like, his style is different to a lot of heavyweights. He moves really well.
Yeah.
He's nimble. He's super fit, super athletic. I think we're both going to be in a stage where I think to get to him, we both need to be pretty exhausted.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that's not something that I've really had to deal with too much before. A lot of heavyweights quite slow and ploddy. He isn't like that at all. So I think we both need to, like, I need to be super, super fit, and I need to get to a stage where both of us are slowed down a little bit before I get to it, which I like it. New challenge. I love it.
Tom Aspinall admits the pressure is intense heading into his clash with Ciryl Gane, but says the pressure goes both ways. He points out that Gane has already fallen short in 2 title fights, which raises the stakes even higher. Aspinall adds that on a stage this big, no fighter wants to be embarrassed. Both men will have to manage the pressure if they want to leave with the belt.
There's pressure on you every fight you have. Are you feeling pressure for this one?
Mate, absolutely. Absolutely, but there's certain types of athletes, certain types of people, not just athletes. There's those that pressure wears them down, and there's those who shine under pressure, and I am 100% part of the latter. But that being said, it's not just me who's under pressure. It's his 3rd title shot, mate, and he failed the first 2. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of pressure on me, but there's also a lot of pressure on him. There's pressure on both of us. Every fight you go into, there's pressure. I don't know about, I can't speak for the rest of the fighters, but mate, I don't want to get kicked in front of millions of people. That's the biggest pressure in me. I don't want to get battered in front of millions of people. No way about it. So to me, that's the biggest pressure. Titles, all rankings, statistics, all that aside, I don't want to get beat up in front of millions of people, so there's always pressure.
On the other hand, Alex Pereira shared his take on the Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane matchup, noting that Gane's constant movement makes him a tough puzzle to solve. He explained that Gane's elusive style could disrupt Aspinall's rhythm early, since it's very different from the aggressive opponents Tom has faced before.
What do you think about Aspinall and Ciryl Gane? Like, who do you think you will win? And is the winner something that interests him?
Cara, ali é uma luta assim difícil, né? Mas, Tom Aspinall, campeão, vem mais confiante. Mas assim, eu vejo que ele lutou com atletas também assim, muito agressivo, entendeu? E ele tá levando a melhor ali, mas acho que o Ciryl Gane, ele é um cara assim mais, que movimenta mais. É um cara que não gosta de se expor, entendeu? Um pouco ali de medo e tal. Então, quando você tem um certo medo, um receio, você acaba não tomando muitos golpes. Então, a gente vai ver. Vamos ver, porque de repente ele pode frustrar um pouco, né? O Tom Aspinall ali, de passa ali primeiro, segundo, terceiro round, vai levando pro final. A gente não sabe como que ele vai se comportar também.
It's a tough fight, you know. Tom is a complete fighter, but I do feel like he's fought a lot of aggressive guys, and I think Gane is a guy who's going to do a lot of movement. He's going to be a little more cautious and you know, just moving around a lot, and might frustrate Tom. You know, so first, second, third round, maybe Tom can't find Ciryl Gane, so I think it's going to be a different fight.
Ian Gary predicted that the Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane fight could end in the very first round. He praised Aspinall as one of the best heavyweights in UFC history, saying that no matter how fast the win comes, what truly matters is Aspinall claiming the belt and proving he's the best in the division.
I don't see that fight getting out of the first round. Right. I think Tom is phenomenal. I think he's absolutely the best heavyweight we've ever seen in the UFC. I said to him, it sucks to win the belt that way, to be the champion this way, that no one's going to remember that in 3 fights time. They're just going to remember what you've done and that you are the champion of the world and you're the best in the division, and that's...
Daniel Cormier weighed in on the long-awaited clash between Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane, saying fans have been anticipating this matchup for a long time. While many expect Aspinall to win easily, Cormier disagrees. He believes the fight is much closer than people think and could go either way depending on how it unfolds.
Finally got Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. Chill, we've been screaming about this Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane for a long time. UFC 321, Tom minus 325, Gane plus 260. We finally got the fight, but the world doesn't seem to believe, Chael, that it's a close fight. And I don't really agree with that line. I think this fight is much closer. Tom Aspinall minus 325, Ciryl Gane plus 260.
Daniel Cormier also expressed strong confidence in Ciryl Gane ahead of his fight with Tom Aspinall, believing France could finally get its first UFC heavyweight champion. He shared that he spent more time training and communicating with Gane this year than ever before, which only reinforces belief in Gane's skill and preparation.
How do you think he does against Tom?
To be honest, I think we are gonna finally have our first French UFC champion. I think Ciryl. I've been talking with him. I have been taking more time with him this year than the past years, talking and training and. Yeah.
Ben Askren believes Ciryl Gane is fully prepared and motivated to become champion. He notes that Gane has stayed focused and disciplined throughout camp, quietly putting in the work. Askren describes Gane as an exceptional athlete, even among heavyweights, and predicts that over 5 rounds, his skill and tactics will be enough to overcome Tom Aspinall.
I think he's ready, and I think he has this fire inside him of wanting to become champion, working hard since a long time. He's not talking a lot this past month, but he has been doing a real good job, and he has been working hard, and I do believe he's an exceptional athlete, even for the heavyweight division. And on 5 rounds, I do believe he's gonna beat Tom Aspinall, and I cannot wait to see it, because it's gonna be tactical and very high level stuff, but I do believe Ciryl can do it, and he will.
MMA Guru also shared his excitement for the matchup, predicting that Tom Aspinall will knock out Ciryl Gane in the first round. He argued that if Tai Tuivasa was able to drop Gane despite being outmatched, then a faster and more technical striker like Aspinall could finish him even quicker.
Maybe the UFC is really back. But Aspinall versus Gane, scary matchup. I think Aspinall's going to win by KO in the first round. If Tai Tuivasa can ever drop you on your ass in an MMA fight after you've beaten him up for the whole first round, if he can find a way to find your chin in that second round and drop you at any point in your career, I think Aspinall will find it in the first round. And I do think we'll see a first round Tom Aspinall KO.
MMA Guru also warned that a Ciryl Gane victory could surprise many fans, especially longtime Jon Jones supporters who might suddenly start backing Gane. Still, he sides with Tom Aspinall, arguing that while Gane's striking is world-class, his weaknesses in grappling leave him exposed against a well-rounded fighter like Aspinall.
You know, if Ciryl Gane wins, my life will crumble before my very eyes. You understand this, right? We can't have Ciryl Gane win. There's gonna be a conglomerate of MMA fans that are suspiciously pro-Gane here, for no reason whatsoever, okay? Now, these may be considered former Jon Jones fans that now have nowhere to go because Jones retired, that will now pretend to be Ciryl Gane fans and pretend to want Ciryl Gane to win for the good of the sport. I just think he's way better. Tom Aspinall's the correct prediction. It is a very risky matchup. Ciryl Gane is very, very technical. Ciryl Gane is harder to hit than any former opponent of Tom Aspinall. I just think his grappling is a weakness, and he'll be thinking about that in a fight with Tom. And while you're thinking about that, you've also got to think about being knocked out with any punch you get hit with. So it's just a lot for Gane to worry about.
Michael Bisping reacted to the fight announcement by praising Tom Aspinall for his dominant performances against top heavyweights, while acknowledging that Ciryl Gane presents a unique challenge. He compared both fighters to Georges St-Pierre for their athleticism and agility, but pointed out that Gane's grappling weaknesses, the same ones exposed by Jon Jones, could once again be his downfall against Aspinall.
When you look at the UFC heavyweight rankings, as I say, Tom has beat most of them, and he's beat them in style, and he's knocked them all out. Curtis Blade, Sergey Pavlovich, Alexander Volkov, whoever they are, he's beaten them all up. But Ciryl Gane is a little bit different. Now, of course, Jon Jones beat Ciryl Gane in quick fashion, took him down in the first round, submitted him with a front choke. But Ciryl Gane is the same as Tom Aspinall in terms of athletic ability. When I say that Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight Georges St-Pierre, that kind of goes to Ciryl Gane as well. The man's gigantic. he's very quick, he's agile, he's light on his feet. He could run any sport on the planet. And he's almost like George St. Pierre and Tom Aspinall in the fact that he's got all those athletic attributes and qualities, but he doesn't have the grappling. That's what cost him against John Jones, and that's probably what's going to cost him against Tom Aspinall.
Michael Bisping described the matchup as a classic high-risk heavyweight showdown, but believes Tom Aspinall holds the edge in grappling. He noted that Aspinall has trained in jiu-jitsu since he was 15 and expects his father to push him to use that advantage. Bisping also reminded fans that Ciryl Gane once forced Francis Ngannou to rely on wrestling, proof of how dangerous Gane's striking can be. Still, he ultimately leans toward Aspinall to get the win.
No, he could clip him. This is a dangerous fight. This is heavyweight MMA. But Tom Aspinall can grapple. We've seen him take people down. He's done jiu-jitsu since he was about 15 years old. His dad is going to be on his case, and that's an absolute fact. Saying, hey, you're not messing with this guy. Take him down. Show him what you can do. Show the world your grappling capability. Remember, Ciryl Gane turned Francis Ngannou into a wrestler, okay? So he's a very, very credible threat on the feet. But of course, I do fancy Tom Aspinall to get the job done. The fact that he isn't fighting John Jones is insane, but we've talked about that till the cows come home, so I'm not going to bore you on that subject anymore. But just you wait. John Jones is probably going to pop up on Twitter. If he doesn't beat Ciryl Gane as fast as what John did, guarantee we're going to get some.
Henry Cejudo sees Tom Aspinall's upcoming fight with Ciryl Gane as a major test of his abilities. He explained that Gane's rare combination of size, speed, and agility will make it difficult for Aspinall to dominate as usual. Cejudo believes this matchup will be a true measure of Aspinall's skill set, and its outcome could even influence whether John Jones returns to chase the heavyweight title.
The number one contender is Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane is somebody that's a big heavyweight, that's very agile. I don't think Tom Aspinall gets rid of him right away like he has with other people. And I think that'll be a big indication if John Jones wants to come back and reclaim that bout with.
Ariel Helwani believes that if Alex Pereira can defeat John Jones and then Tom Aspinall, the GOAT debate becomes more compelling than ever. He explained that those victories would elevate Pereira's legacy to an entirely new level, putting him on the brink of making unprecedented history in mixed martial arts.
Right. If he fights John Jones and beats him, and then goes and fights Tom and beats him, you have to start talking about him being the greatest ever.
He's the GOAT if he does.
Period. There's like no discussion anymore.
No, there's no combo if he does that.
So it's right there. He's got a 2-fight plan, and by the way, the money, I can't imagine what it's going to be. This guy was a few Magomed takedowns away on Saturday from, like, now us talking about him fighting, Mingyang Zhang next. You know what I mean? And now he has set himself up for 2 fights in 2026, potentially June and December, where he's on the verge of legit history.
That's it for today's video. What are your thoughts on this matchup? Do you think Tom Aspinall will prove himself as the true heavyweight king? Or will Ciryl Gane reclaim his place at the top? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.